you're ranked in the top 5, your very existence is a cauldron of pressure. And that is ratcheted up when you go on the road. And this highly ranked squad has found itself coming into a snake pit in this one. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. So Oregon's offense will get the first swing of the game. And last week, you want to talk about a guy using every tool in the bag from the running back position. David, this guy did it.
He was a monster. And I think when you turned on the tape this week, you saw it, man. So many different ways he can hurt you, and he can be a focal point of this all.
Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. Fires to the big fella. All right, guys, let's think big picture for Oregon. When you break into the top 5 halfway through the season, you've been flying under the radar, and that is no longer an option. I want to see if this team can stay focused with all the attention they're getting.
And that's what's pretty cool about their season. Like, they're starting to get respect. They've started to earn that. I think we just got to realize, Palmer, halfway through the season, you don't get any trophies. That doesn't exist.
You just got to keep doing what you're doing, right? It's been working to get to this point, to get that number beside your name, to get everybody's attention. Now's not the time to freeze up and start getting nervous because you've got the spotlight on you. You've got to keep playing the game the way you've been doing it the first half of the season.
You got to have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense where you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys play big up front. Then if I need to add some blitzes to it later on down the road, I can. But great job in the base defense making a play.
And the Ducks will line it up on 1st and 10. Unloads quickly. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Back to pass. He lets one fly deep. And he's got it inside the 10. How about this senior picking up some yardage and making a nice play on that one?
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a...
And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks!
And that's why this offense is so hard to stop, guys. This quarterback can hurt you throwing it and running it. With his speed, he can make people look silly. And you saw it right there on the opening drive of the game. What a beautiful touchdown.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So the Minnesota Golden Gophers offense has its first opportunity of the day. And for their sake, they better hope they've solved some of the turnover and protection issues that just plagued them in a nightmare of a game last week, David.
It was not a good performance. And this offense has got to grow. It's got to get better. And they've got to find some ways to move the football. They've got to throw the football, but we can't turn it over. Jesse, those are the critical mistakes. More games are lost than won. And last week, too many turnovers for this quarterback.
Well, they just had too many negative plays and too many turnovers in that game to win. They believe they've got the dudes offensively to win games so long as they stay on schedule. But when you're going backwards and you're giving the offense on the other side more possessions because you turn it over, that's a recipe for disaster, and that's something they have to be able to avoid in this game.
Pocket breaking down. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Guys, let's talk just for a minute about Minnesota. Can be a little bit tricky to balance that high school recruiting, transfer portal recruiting for some of the non-traditional powers. But when they're grabbing linebackers like this guy, you know they're doing the right thing.
Absolutely. And there's nothing tricky about that, right? Like, recruiting high school players is essential. Transfer portal is good to supplement, but getting a guy like this that can run at the linebacker spot, it can upgrade your roster immediately.
The offense just continues to matriculate the ball downfield, and they're finding a lot of different ways to generate these first downs. They do it right there on the quarterback sneak.
They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
Looking for a gap. It's Woodhead. Picks up the first down, still moving. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. And the Golden Gophers kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. Off the play fake on first down to throw. It's complete on the right side. Knocked out of bounds. They're in the red zone. Mark it at the 17, and they are set up. Now inside the 20. First and 10 from the 18. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here.
And listen, it's tough. It's a tough proposition. This is a top 10 defense against the run. You know they're physical. You know who they are. But you're not going to bat an eye. And you're going to challenge your guys, especially in the red zone, to be more physical, to be able to continue to run the football against a really good defense.
Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. So they go back to work after the break, and it is third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking for the score. Throw to the end zone, picked off. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception.
Well, this quarterback was having success throwing on the opening drive of the game, in large part because it's a lot harder to throw on third down when the defense is expecting it, like you saw.
Going the other way, and he's got room. The 40. Running inside the 20. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Oregon. You know they love their track at Oregon. And when the gun goes off and he hits open field, he is headed to the tape, and he was burning by the time he hit the end zone.
And they've had guys year after year with serious track speed. They'll get you the small runs, lull you to sleep, and then boom, they make those big plays because they got big-time playmakers with speed at running back.
The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
Off-play action. Works the middle of the field. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down. The Golden Gophers will call on their punt team. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Here's the fair catch, and he'll make it close to the 20-yard line. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Ball is at the 35. It's first and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Tight end finds a soft spot. They get him out of bounds. Couple yards short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling. They've come out with answers on this possession, and now another first down. Quarterback may change this route. Wants to go up top on first down. Hauls it in. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down.
Stop me when you've heard this before. First down. First down. First down. Just continuing to put first downs together. So far, this defense just can't find any answers.
Out of the backfield, he's open. He snagged him, but he'll be stopped short of the first down. Good, solid pickup on that play.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
To the air on second down. Got the quick pass. Goes out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the edge of the red zone right at the 20.
All right, defense. It ain't working, right? They're stringing together several first downs here. We're going to need to change this up, find something we can disrupt the quarterback and mess up this all.
A shot toward the end zone. Intercepted. Oh, what a cut. He stopped at the 19-yard line. A big play there to get the pick and take him back inside the 20. To the air on first down. Makes the grab. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. So now it's second and long. Rides the back on the option to give. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is...
And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line. And the Golden Gophers will line up to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Fair catch called for and taken at the 30-yard line. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. That last possession, a prime example, Jesse, of how things get condensed in the red zone.
Hard to throw when the windows are smaller, and that's what happens down near the goal line, David. But for this quarterback here, just take accountability and ownership and come out here and lead your offense.
And move on. Like, we needed points. That's something that we can harp on. We'll watch the tape this week, but now it's time to move on. Let's get another drive going.
How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the first down? Use the play fake, now to throw. Makes the catch along the sidelines and steps out of bounds. In their vision of that play, someone would run free after making an easy catch. There was nowhere to run and nowhere to go except down.
Probably looked really good when they drew that one up on the board this week in practice, but obviously a lot more difficult to go out and execute. Give the defense credit. Great stop.
He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. The Ducks come to the line on third and short, trying to convert here. It'll be a run on third and short. And he needed just a single yard, and he did not get it. What a stout play by this defense. So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. It's incomplete. A fourth down stop and the turnover on downs. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Fires to the wideout. Got him downfield. And a big hit at the end, but it didn't stop him from getting the first down. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Now on 1st and 10 from the 35. Looking to throw on first down. They're working that left side. And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few. The Golden Gophers can really attack on this second and short. Using his legs, it's Woodhead. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. Here we go. They'll try to power their way ahead. He's not even going to make it back to the line of scrimmage as the defense gets big-time penetration. And on fourth down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. It is good. Now the lead is down to 11. The Ducks will boot it away to start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. Maybe adjustments or attitude adjustments, but they've got to find a way to run the ball at least some here in the second half.
I do think you said something that's important. I think running the football is an attitude. Like, it starts with the offensive lineman being physical, having a nasty attitude. Running back, same thing. I think they need more of that in the second half.
You know, and I think if you're this defense, you have an opportunity to make a statement here. Yeah, I know you guys went in at halftime and you riled yourselves up and you told yourself that you think you can run the ball on us. On this very first drive, we're going to prove to you, just like in the first 30 minutes, you cannot.
Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. He'll be brought down at about the 18-yard line. Not enough to move the sticks. And the Golden Gophers decide to punt it away. No chance for a return. He makes the fair catch at the 26, and that's where they'll go to work. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. He'll do it himself. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play. They'll go to work on second down after doing damage on the ground. He'll pull it on the read. Oh, he's got some space. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6. Wide receiver going in motion. They'll leave it with him. Got the first down, looking for more. It's a running room, and he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Ducks! They've extended the lead and taken control here in Week 9.
Huge play. It's so nice to have guys that can create these explosive plays like this. You hand it to him, he can do the rest. Look at the speed, look at the elusiveness, get into the end zone. Nice run.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And the returner goes down. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. No, he should have had that one right in his hands, and he couldn't hang on. Typically, he makes that play. It'll be second down. The give to the tailback. They shut it down quickly, but he gets 2 out to the 18.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. The Golden Gophers will try to pin them back with the punt. Fair catch is signaled and made, and they'll go to work from the 27-yard line. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. They'll run it from the gun. It's runs like that that can really help your field position as they're up at the 35.
And they say a quarterback's best friend is a good run game and a good running back. I think he agrees. Over 150 yards on the day. I don't even think I need a quarterback the way he's been running the football all game long.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Throws to the wideout. Just led him a little too far across the sidelines. Makes the catch, but it's incomplete. And the Ducks are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Trying to pick it up on the ground. Got enough for the first. Love to see these third down conversions on offense, and they're out to their own 39-yard line. The Ducks have it with a 1st and 10. Looking downfield on 1st down. Good timing on the quick out. Makes the grab almost to the 1st down marker, but a good pickup on that one. Clock ticks across the 4-minute mark here in the 3rd. Unloads to the wideout. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection.
Well, tip your hat to the defense getting that incompletion, because that hasn't happened often for this guy. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. Can the defense continue to mix things up? See if they can maybe confuse this QB.
Got it, looking for a first. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. The Ducks are marching down the field. Looking to throw again. He's going for a big play downfield. And he makes the catch inside the 15. Touchdown, Oregon! And the beatdown has ensued.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. Hands it off. They stop him after a 6-yard run out to the 24.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in 2nd and short, not a good job by this defense.
They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Pulls and fires complete to the right. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
This is no surprise to defenses anymore. Everybody throws wide receiver screens, and you could tell they were ready for it. They saw the quick game. They pounced on it, got the wide receiver on the ground. That's not the first time they've seen that.
This is a situation here in the 3rd quarter this offense did not want to be in, facing a top 10 defense, one of the best units in the entire country. They didn't want to get down on the scoreboard like this, and all of a sudden have to throw the football when the defense knew that was going to happen. The incompletion there is not a big surprise. This defense knows what's coming, and it's all because of the points right now on the scoreboard.
They'll get this drive started from the 29. Fires to the wideout. Complete in the middle. Knocked down at the 44, but he got 15 on that one. To the ground with the back. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop. And the Ducks with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Looking to fire. Can't find a man, and he'll be down at the 40.
That's a great play by this defense. It's hard when you go against a guy that's so good at the quarterback spot. He can make so many plays, but the defense understood that rep. Nice job getting to him, corralling him, getting him on the ground, and creating the big sack.
With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this 3rd down play. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Firing to the right, complete. Breaks into the open. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the 1st down before he steps out of bounds.
You know, there are probably a lot of coaches out there with a lead like this that would like to run the ball and see if they could ice this game and bleed the clock. Not this coaching staff. They are going to be aggressive. They are going to continue taking shots.
This offense thrives on those big, explosive plays, and that one has them set up with a 1st and 10 from the 17. Might be changing the route. From the red zone, looking for a man. It's complete to the left. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Sends it back in motion. Wants to go up top. It's incomplete. He was shooting for the end zone right there.
Well, that last incompletion is a good example of why your timing has to be so good as a quarterback, because the windows, they open and they close so.
And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Ducks! The lead gets bigger here in the 4th quarter, and their run continues, about to go 8-0.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
Makes the quick grab. Makes a man miss. Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain. They'll snap it on 1st down from the 35. They'll give it to the back. He gets nothing, and they keep plowing ahead with the running game, and they've got very little to show for it. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Here's a heat. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. And now let's see if the offense can bail itself out after the 2nd down misfire. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Didn't have much of a choice, just had to throw that one away. It'll be 4th down.
And I absolutely love what this defense is doing, man. You know exactly what time it is. You've got a big lead. They're going to have to throw the football. So more nickels, more dimes, bring the speed on the field, and get ready to play the pass.
And it's incomplete. The long pass on 4th down is to no avail. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense.
I think that play right there has been a big theme in this game. When it matters the most, on big-time down and distances, this defense has been able to step up and make the play when they need it most. That 4th down, great job in the back end in coverage, forcing the incompletion with a big lead now, creating a turnover on downs.
Nothing open downfield, so he'll just toss it away.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on 1st down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
Into the secondary on the right. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8. And that comfortable lead they enjoy right now is not slowing down the aggression, not one bit.
Well, I think at this point the coaching staff is just trying to continue evaluating their own players, and I don't hate the mindset. If there's time on the clock, keep trying to score.
Looking for the goal line. Touchdown, Oregon! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. That one pushes this lead out a little bit more here in the 4th, and now they can smell 8 straight wins. This dude is revving his engine like that duck coming out on a motorcycle. He is putting up points and finding the promised land.
And it's nice to have a guy that can do that. Goodness gracious, they just keep finding. Oregon is trigger men. Not only throw the football, but guys who can pick them up and put them down and make big plays.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. That 4th down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for a 4th down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. You decided to go for it, we didn't get it. The defense, Jesse, didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary football, no doubt. But look, this offense has been in these situations before, so you got to come back out here, take the field. It's a fresh set of downs, brand new drive. Let's go out and execute with some points on the board.
Man, this sophomore quarterback unleashed a cannon on that one. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. Fighting off the defender. And he is going to be forced out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Tremendous defense there. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Back to pass. Makes the catch. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down. And the Golden Gophers come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Wide receiver comes in motion. Shotgun snap on 3rd down. Fires to the tight end. He's got first down yardage across the 50. They'll mark it at the 49. The Golden Gophers are rolling down the field. Out of the gun, the inside give. And he'll lose yardage on this play. Loses 2 yards. Great job by the defense. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Not quite in rhythm there. Incomplete.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync.
He hurls one deep down the left side. Grabs it inside the 15. They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9. And that big gainer on the last one has them ready to go from inside the 10. They'll try to get it in with the run. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. Clock stops and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Looking to fire. Bringing the heat. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. This whole red zone offense thing has been a little shaky. They've been stopped twice already. Maybe they ought to try to score from deep. Here comes the heat. And the heat gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line. They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on 4th down. Right down the boulevard. It's good. Well, they got 3 back, but that's about all you can say about it.
And I know a lot of people are scratching their heads why they try to kick that field goal. You're in the 4th quarter. You're down a boatload of points. A field goal isn't going to do it. If you want to win this game, you need touchdowns. I would anticipate for every possession they get from here on out, man, you've got to be way more aggressive.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. And the offense is content with where it is. They'll take a knee. Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. When you know you have a team outclassed, the ability to play to that standard and finish with a blowout like this is really impressive.
And it's almost like playing against yourself, right? You know you're better. You know you're going to win the football game, but how do I continue to still execute? This was so easy, great execution, just beat down in every facet.
I think as a player, you just love being in such great rhythm, and we saw that right from the get-go in this game. Offense just able to matriculate the ball down the field. Defense was not giving anything up. What a great game plan coming in, and this was just total domination.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.